Hello. Okay, this video blog is going to be discussing something that most of us probably take for granted, and that is the simple act of eating. I would like to share my experiences with nutrition and food in relation to my struggles with breast implant illness. About 4+ years ago, I started having some more symptoms as far as pain in my joints, in my muscles, just some things that I couldn't quite understand. My workouts, I wasn't recovering well. So I went to the doctor and asked, I kind of inquired about possibility of rheumatoid arthritis or something. I just didn't know quite what was going on. They of course ran some blood panels, and come to find out, I did not have rheumatoid arthritis, but apparently I had markers for many other autoimmune diseases. So the list was, at that time, mixed connective tissue disease, lupus, scleroderma, Raynaud's, and I think that was it at the time. And even the doctor looked at me kind of baffled, like, how do you have all that going on? So anyway, when I was given that diagnosis, I decided to make some major shifts in my diet, hoping to help myself. I had tried the medication that they gave me for these autoimmune diseases, and my body did not respond well. I am very sensitive to medication. My liver doesn't process it well. I was actually told that here at Mayo Clinic. They ran some tests on me, blood tests, that do show that my liver does not metabolize medicine well. So anyway, I decided to make an effort to start eating really clean. I actually, with a group of friends, we did the Whole30 diet together, where you take out all gluten, all dairy, all processed sugars. You just eat clean whole foods. And I loved it, actually. I loved eating that way. And that helped for a little while. And then what I would notice is, if I would eat anything that was not completely clean, you know, even going to a restaurant where they just put more sauces on it, or I don't know, didn't have to be fried food or bad food, but anyway, my body would respond by increased pain throughout, just a real struggle. So I've proceeded over the years to continue to try and eat very clean. Most of the time that's what I do. Wow, brain fog just kicked in. So this is part of it too, you kind of lose your thoughts. Anyway, it worked for a while. It definitely helped. I noticed that my body was very sensitive to sugar, which I love. So I was kind of bummed, because every time I would eat any kind of sugar, I would have such an adverse reaction. And so I kind of have had to steer clear of that. But I've been really good with my diet. I'm very good about making sure I get very balanced macronutrients in my diet, meaning my proteins, my carbs, my fats in all my meals. You know, again, training, health coach, that's my trade and my career. So I do practice what I preach. But like I said, it worked for a while until it didn't. So eating clean 90% of the time wasn't enough anymore. It would be okay if I would eat that way, and then as soon as I remember, gosh, fairly recent, going to a party and unable to eat my typical boring meals, which I've gotten very accustomed to, and that's fine. But because I did have a little bit of gluten in my diet, because they, had bread. I mean, I had to eat what was there, and I still tried to eat very clean, but because it was just slightly astray from boring food, I, by the end of the night, had trouble walking. I was in so much pain. The arches of my feet were throbbing. I was miserable. Anyway, it shut me down, ruined my night. So my food sensitivities obviously have progressively gotten worse over time. Now, for probably the past couple weeks, and we're now in first part of February, when I eat, and again, it does not matter what I eat. For lunch today, I had a very clean, no sugar meal. Everything was no dairy, no gluten, no sauces. Very clean, very boring meal. And for probably 3 to 4 hours after I ate, I was seeing double vision, having trouble navigating. Thank God I didn't have to drive for a bit. So the food sensitivity thing gets worse over time, or it has for me. I think that just goes to show again, when it comes to this illness, the body it's unable to function normally. It can't process the macronutrients, the micronutrients. It just can't do what it needs to do anymore. What's a person to do if they can't eat even boring food? I mean, God forbid that I want to go and really have a nice, fun meal. I'll be crippled for a week. So, again, very repetitive, I know. This illness shows no mercy. It is confusing, it is scary, it is definitely, the body is just starting to completely lose all function, and that's my experience with food. Trying to think if I've forgotten anything, because again, like I said, your brain tends to kind of go to mush as well. Well, bottom line, Implant can't get here fast enough. I'm excited about what is on the other side of this. God, hopefully I'm going to be able to just eat without having to think about it and without having to experience all the pain and struggle that happens after every single meal. So that's it for today. Thank you for stopping by.